Are you tired of struggling with money? Of living with that constant worry, wondering if you'll be able to pay the bills or achieve your dreams? If so, you're not alone. Most people go through this, and the feeling of being trapped in the cycle is overwhelming. But what if I told you there is a way out? That you can transform this reality and never have to suffer over money again? In this video, I'm going to share with you the 7 habits that make you wealthy quickly, revealed by billionaire Robert Kiyosaki. These are strategies that can turn the game around and open a path to a financial life you never imagined possible. If you've ever felt lost, not knowing how to change your situation, then stay with me, because the solution is closer than you think. Let's take the first step together toward financial freedom. And let's move on to the first habit. But before that, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, because the upcoming videos will be part of a series of content that will help you positively transform your financial life. Imagine you have a piggy bank full of coins. Every time you earn some money, you put it there. Now, think carefully. Would you spend all that money immediately on candy or toys, or would you save it to buy something more special in the future, like a video game or a bicycle? This is the concept of managing your money wisely, and it's something we need to understand to prevent our finances from slipping through our fingers. Think about the story of John and Mary. John earned money every week by helping with chores around the house, like cleaning his room or washing the dog. But as soon as he got the money, he spent it all on things like games or ice cream, without even thinking about the future. Mary, on the other hand, did something different. She saved part of what she earned, always writing down her dreams of what she wanted to buy in a notebook and saving until she had enough. If she wanted something big, like a toy robot, she organized herself and avoided spending on small, unimportant things. One day, John saw Mary buying the robot of her dreams and was shocked. "How did you get that?" he asked, in disbelief. Mary explained that the secret was simple. She took care of her money, knew where it was going, and didn't spend without thinking. John was surprised because he always thought that the most important thing was to make more money. But what he didn't know was that it's not about how much you make, but how you use what you already have. Even if you receive a big prize, if you don't know how to control it, you'll end up spending it all and going back to square one. Let's think of money as water in a bucket. If the bucket has several holes, the water will leak out, and when you need it, there won't be any left. Now, if you take care of the bucket and plug the holes, the water will last longer. Money works the same way. If you don't pay attention to where it's going, it will disappear before you even realize it. That's why it's so important to control the flow of your money. If you learn to do this now, it will be like always being one step ahead. How to start? Easy. Grab a notebook or a piece of paper and write down everything you spend. That's right, every candy, every outing, or even small expenses that seem insignificant. Then, highlight what you can't avoid paying, like essential expenses. The next step is to analyze the non-essential expenses, like that expensive snack you buy every day. Could you save a bit there? For example, Mary, our smart character, realized she was spending a lot on cheap little toys that only brought joy for one day. When she stopped buying those things and started saving for something bigger, she realized it was much more fun to have something really special. And do you know what's even better? It doesn't mean you never get to have fun or buy something you like. It just means being smart, thinking before spending, and planning for the future. John, on the other hand, found it boring to write down expenses and plan what to do with his money. He liked spending without thinking. But after seeing Mary getting everything she wanted, he decided to try too. He started writing down his expenses, highlighting what was important, and realized he was spending a lot on things that didn't really bring long-term happiness. And when he finally managed to save enough to buy a super cool toy, the sense of accomplishment was incredible. Taking care of your money isn't about having less fun. It's about having more control, more choices, and more opportunities in the future. And the more you practice, the easier it gets. Even if you're young and don't have big responsibilities yet, learning this now can make a huge difference when you grow up. It will be like having a superpower that many adults don't have. Remember, the secret isn't making more money, but spending it wisely. Imagine you have a rare coin, a special coin that only becomes more valuable over time. Now think, what's smarter? Keeping that coin in a safe so it increases in value, or trading it for something that will quickly disappear, like an ice cream that only lasts a few minutes? This is the secret Robert Kiyosaki teaches. Save gold and silver instead of money. But why not keep money in the bank, like everyone else does, you might ask? The answer is simple. Money loses value over time, and that happens because of something called inflation. Inflation is like a villain that makes money worth less and less. If you save $100 today, they won't buy the same things in a few years. Sounds unfair, right? But that's exactly what happens with money. Consider this. You're the captain of a ship and have to choose between 2 types of cargo to take to a distant island. The first cargo is made of paper, which wears out and loses value. The second is made up of gold and silver bars, which become more valuable over time. Which would you choose? Of course, the second one. That's how precious metals work. They don't lose value. In fact, they can even increase. Robert Kiyosaki shares that, at 25, he bought his first gold coin for $50. At the time, it seemed risky, but he followed the advice of experienced investors. Decades later, that coin is worth $800. While paper money devalued, gold increased in value. It's like a hidden treasure that becomes more valuable. You just need to be patient. But why isn't paper money reliable? Because it's controlled by governments, who can print more whenever they want. It's like a soccer team inventing extra goals to win a game. It seems unfair, right? Exactly. The more money that gets printed, the less it's worth. Gold and silver, on the other hand, are rare, and it's that rarity that makes them valuable. Imagine John and Peter. John keeps all his money in a bank account. Peter, on the other hand, buys some silver and gold coins. 10 years later, what happens? John's money has lost value due to inflation, but Peter's coins have become more valuable. Peter now has much more purchasing power than John, simply because he chose to protect his money more wisely. But what if I don't have a lot of money to buy gold or silver? You might wonder. You don't have to start by buying large gold bars. You can buy small coins, saving little by little. It's a long-term investment, like planting a tree and waiting for it to grow and bear fruit. The important thing is to start and understand how to protect your money from inflation. Saving money isn't just about how much you save, but also about ensuring that value grows. Imagine one day needing money for something important. If you've only saved paper bills, they might not be enough. But if you've invested in gold or silver, those metals will have kept or increased their value. It's like having financial protection for the future. So, when you hear about saving, remember this valuable lesson. Don't just save money, save something that can be worth more in the future. Be like a modern treasure hunter who understands that real value lies in things that don't wear out over time. Thinking like Peter or Robert Kiyosaki is the way to protect your wealth. Understanding financial statements might seem complicated, but it's one of the most important skills for anyone who wants to build wealth. When you understand how money moves within a company, it becomes easier to make smart financial decisions. Investing without knowledge is like throwing darts in the dark. You're very likely to miss. Robert Kiyosaki emphasizes that this skill is a game changer between those who build wealth and those who just spend without a strategy. Many feel intimidated by terms like balance sheet or cash flow, but understanding these concepts is simpler than it seems. The balance sheet shows what the company owns and owes, while the income statement details whether the company is making or losing money. Cash flow reveals how money comes in and goes out, showing if the company can pay its bills. Why is this so important? Because many people invest based on tips from friends or influencers, without doing their own analysis. This is risky, as investing in a company without knowing how it manages money can lead to big losses. Understanding a financial statement helps you assess whether a company is healthy and has growth potential. It's like learning to read a map before a journey, ensuring you're heading in the right direction. Kiyosaki emphasizes that without this skill, you'll always be at a disadvantage. Even if you don't want to be a finance expert, it's crucial to have a basic understanding to protect your investments. Understanding financial statements lets you see beyond the pretty numbers and understand if a company is truly profitable or just disguising its losses. Imagine wanting to invest in a company everyone is talking about. If you don't know how to analyze financial statements, you're betting without knowing the risks. But if you know how to interpret these documents, you can make decisions with more confidence. It may seem like it takes time to learn, but even a basic understanding makes a difference. Moreover, understanding financial statements helps you manage your own finances. Your personal finances are like a mini business. You need to know how much you earn, how much you spend, and how to invest to grow your wealth. The same skills that help you analyze companies can be applied to better organize your financial life. This creates a virtuous cycle, where you save more and invest better. Kiyosaki points out that few people have the skill because they were never taught. In school, we learn a lot of theory but little about how money works in practice. If you want to change that, start with basic courses or online videos that explain the essentials. The important thing is to take the first step and understand that this skill is like a key that opens doors to the world of investments. Understanding financial statements also allows you to see opportunities others miss. A company might be going through tough times, but you notice great growth potential. Or, conversely, a company might be doing well now, but its numbers may not be sustainable. Knowing how to assess these situations makes you a smarter investor. If you want to achieve financial success, dedicate time to learning how to interpret financial statements. You don't have to become an expert, but just enough to know when an investment is safe or risky. This skill might seem boring or difficult, but the long-term reward is huge. Think of it as an investment in yourself. The more you understand how money works, the more you protect yourself from mistakes and position yourself to seize opportunities. Understanding financial statements also brings an additional benefit. It helps you avoid falling into financial traps. Many companies may look attractive on the surface, with flashy advertising campaigns and promises of rapid growth. But if you take a close look at the numbers, you'll see they may be in serious financial trouble. It's like seeing beyond a disguise and discovering the truth behind the appearance. This skill is what separates an amateur investor from a professional investor. And don't think you need an accounting degree to get started. There are plenty of accessible resources today, from basic courses to explanatory videos that make financial concepts easy to understand. The important thing is not to feel intimidated. Start small, understand the basics, and build your knowledge from there. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Just like learning a new language, all you need is time and practice. Additionally, knowing how to interpret financial statements not only helps with investments but can also positively impact your career. If you work at a company and understand how the financial side works, you can contribute more valuable ideas, increasing your chances of standing out. Employers value employees who have a solid understanding of finance, as it helps them make decisions that benefit the company. Another point worth highlighting is that this skill can change the way you view opportunities. For example, many people invest in the stock market thinking only about quick profit. But those who understand how to analyze a company can look beyond short-term fluctuations and identify companies that truly have long-term growth potential. This is especially important when the financial market goes through crises. While many panic and sell off their assets, those who understand financial statements can stay calm and seize the opportunities that arise. Kiyosaki also talks about how this skill allows you to make the most of passive income opportunities, like investing in dividend-paying stocks or acquiring income-generating properties. These are ways to make money work for you, rather than you working only for money. Understanding how companies generate profit and sustain themselves over time helps you choose where to invest your money for consistent returns. Therefore, if you want to build a solid financial foundation, start by learning about financial statements. It's an investment in your future. It's not about doing it overnight, but making continuous progress. Each time you understand a little more, you become more prepared to make decisions that can transform your financial life. Whether you are a young person starting your financial journey or someone who has been in the workforce for years, there's always time to learn. After all, financial security doesn't come just from how much you earn but from how you manage and invest what you have. Understanding the numbers is not just for the rich. It's an accessible skill that anyone can develop. And remember, the next time you think about investing, analyze the company's financial statements. Check if it's a healthy company, if it's growing, and if it has the potential to generate future profits. You'll be preparing not only to protect your money but to make it grow intelligently and sustainably. That's the power of understanding finance. So, don't be afraid to start small. Every step in the right direction is a step toward a more secure and prosperous financial life. If you commit to learning and applying this knowledge, you'll be on the right path to achieving your financial goals with much more confidence and wisdom. Do you already practice this habit? Share in the comments if you have experienced this or know someone who has benefited greatly from this practice. I'll be there to help you in the comments. Let's bring this to real life with an example everyone can understand. Imagine you have a friend named Lucas. Lucas is very savvy when it comes to investing, but he wasn't always like that. A few years ago, Lucas decided to invest in a tech company that was all over social media. He read many articles and saw several influencers talking about how that company would be the future. Without thinking twice, he put almost all his money there, trusting others' opinions. At first, it seemed like Lucas had made the right choice. The company's stock skyrocketed, and he felt on top of the world. But what Lucas didn't know was that he had invested in a company with concerning financial numbers. If he had analyzed the financial statements, he would have seen that the company was piling up debt and not generating real profit. One day, negative news about the company started to circulate, and the stock plummeted. Lucas lost almost everything in a matter of days. This experience was a big wake-up call for Lucas. He realized he needed to learn how to interpret financial statements if he wanted to protect his money in the future. He started studying, watching tutorials, reading basic finance books, and slowly understood what to look for before investing. When Lucas finally learned how to analyze companies, he felt more confident and prepared to choose his next investments. This time, he didn't rely on tips or trends but on the real numbers that showed the company's health. A few years later, Lucas found an opportunity in another company, one that wasn't as popular but had solid financial statements. He saw that the company had positive cash flow, generated consistent profits, and was reducing its debt year after year. It was a safer choice, even if not as exciting as the previous one. He invested confidently, and over time, the company grew, and its stock increased in value. This time, Lucas not only recovered what he had previously lost, but also made a significant profit. Lucas's story is a perfect example of how understanding financial statements can save you from big mistakes. And it's not just about avoiding losses. It's also about spotting opportunities that others might be overlooking. Most people get carried away by fear or excitement, but those who understand finance know how to stay calm and make rational decisions, even in uncertain times. If you think this doesn't apply to you, think again. Even if you're not investing in stocks today, one day you might want to buy a property or even start your own business. Knowing how money works in a company can help you assess if you're making a good deal or about to fall into a trap. It's a valuable skill that applies to many aspects of life. Another example. Imagine you want to open a candy store in your neighborhood. If you understand financial statements, you'll be able to better calculate your costs, know how much you need to sell to make a profit, and manage your money so you don't end up in the red. It may seem like a small detail, but trust me, it makes a big difference. Many businesses fail because the owners don't know how to manage their money or understand how the numbers work. Now, returning to the importance of this skill, think about how mastering finance gives you what we call financial security. You feel in control, ready to face challenges, and even seize great opportunities when they come. Like Lucas, you might make mistakes at first, But the difference is learning from those mistakes and using that knowledge to make better decisions in the future. Now that you understand the importance of knowing how to read financial statements, think about the impact this can have on your choices. Imagine the difference between someone who just goes with the flow, investing or spending money without thinking, and someone who really understands how the financial system works. The one who masters financial concepts will have a huge advantage, making safer decisions and seizing opportunities that no one else notices. Let's discuss a practical scenario. Suppose your friend, Carlos, always dreamed of owning his own restaurant. He had a passion for cooking and thought that was enough for success. So, he opened the restaurant with all the money he had saved, but he made a common mistake. He knew nothing about finance. In the first few months, everything seemed fine, but soon problems arose. He couldn't understand where the extra costs were coming from or why the money disappeared so quickly. Carlos's dream turned into a financial nightmare. If Carlos had learned to analyze finances, he could have changed this story. Understanding cash flow would have helped him see where he was spending more than he was earning and where he could save. Knowing the numbers of his business could have led to adjustments in his purchasing or pricing strategy before it was too late. This skill goes beyond investing. It's essential for the success of any business. Understanding finance isn't just about avoiding losses. It's also about identifying hidden opportunities. You might discover companies with stable numbers that have great growth potential or realize that a safe investment is full of hidden risks. Financial knowledge prepares you to deal with these challenges intelligently. Many people think all of this is complicated, but the reality is that we never had proper financial education. Robert Kiyosaki emphasizes that in school, we learn many subjects but rarely are we taught how money works. That's why many fall into financial traps or spend without thinking about the future. If you want to be part of the minority that understands finance, start now. You don't have to master everything at once. Start small, analyzing financial statements of well-known companies and comparing their results. There are simple resources and apps that make this easier. Over time, what seemed complicated becomes clearer, and you start seeing the business world differently. This skill becomes armor, protecting you from bad investments and helping you identify great opportunities. And don't think this knowledge is only useful for the business world. If you're planning to buy a car or a house, understanding how a loan works and calculating the real cost, including interest, can save you a lot of money. If you're thinking about your retirement, knowing which investments yield more in the long run can make a big difference. The goal isn't to turn you into an accountant, but into someone who makes informed choices. Imagine the peace of mind that comes from knowing your money is well managed and that you're on the right path to achieving your financial goals. The sense of security this brings is priceless. So, now that you know the impact of financial knowledge, ask yourself, am I willing to learn and invest in myself? The greatest asset you can have is knowledge, which will ensure better decisions and a safer financial future. Remember, every journey starts with the first step, and understanding how money works might be the most important step in your financial life. We're almost at the 7th habit, but before that, I noticed you haven't left a like on this video yet, and that's really important for YouTube to keep promoting our content so we can keep helping you. So go ahead, leave your like and contribute to the growth of our channel. It's free. Understanding how finances work isn't an optional skill. It's a necessity for anyone who wants to achieve financial security. With the right knowledge, you can avoid costly mistakes while also taking advantage of the best growth opportunities. Understanding financial statements is like having a clear guide through the complexity of numbers and business. If you think this doesn't apply to you because you're not investing or running a company right now, think again. Knowing how money works impacts everyday decisions. If you want to buy a house, a car, or even plan for retirement, understanding interest, loans, and investment returns is essential to protect your money and make sure it grows. This understanding allows you to be more proactive and less reactive with your money. Instead of panicking during a financial crisis or a market downturn, you'll be able to analyze the situation and make decisions based on facts, not emotions. And that control is priceless, especially in a world where financial stability can be fragile. Another advantage of having this knowledge is the ability to plan for the future with more confidence. If you know how the numbers work, you can build strategies that go beyond simply saving money. You can create a diversified investment portfolio, understand how to maximize your returns, and protect your assets from factors like inflation and taxes. Long-term planning also becomes more effective when you understand finance. Many people ignore the importance of investing in the future and end up stuck in an unstable financial situation. Knowing how to calculate the value of money over time, choose investments that align with your goals, and understand how to protect your capital are skills that make all the difference. Another important aspect is risk management. All investments come with some level of risk, and financial knowledge helps you identify and mitigate these risks. This doesn't mean you'll never experience losses, but it does mean you can manage them more effectively. You learn to diversify your investments and protect your money during times of economic uncertainty. If you think finance is complicated, remember that any skill is difficult at first. However, with practice and dedication, you can become an expert at managing your own money. It's about developing a mindset of continuous learning and never stopping to look for ways to grow and protect your wealth. Start taking small steps. Watch educational videos about finance, read books on the subject, and most importantly, apply what you learn. Don't be afraid to make mistakes in the beginning, as those experiences bring growth. What matters is that you're making an effort to become more financially aware and prepared. In the end, the goal is to have control over your financial life and not let money control you. When you understand how money works, you can make decisions that bring peace of mind, security, and freedom. That's the true definition of financial success. It's not about having more, but about having enough and using it wisely and responsibly. So, start investing in your financial knowledge today. No matter where you are on your financial journey, there's always room to learn and grow. With every new lesson, you'll be building a stronger foundation for a prosperous and stable financial future. The key is consistency and the commitment to educate yourself financially. You deserve a future where you can live without financial worries, and that future starts with the decisions you make today. So, what did you think of these 7 habits that can change your financial life? Now, you know the secret that many will never discover. But let me tell you something. Just knowing what to do won't help if you don't take action. It's like having the key to a treasure-filled vault but never opening it. If you keep doing the same things as always, the risk is high. The cycle of financial insecurity can turn into a real nightmare, one that seems never-ending. You can work hard, put in the effort, but still feel like you're not getting anywhere. And that's something no one wants, right? But the good news is that you can change that right now. With these habits, you have the chance to turn things around, to start building a future where you don't have to worry so much about money. It's time to put all of this into practice, to take that first step and not let fear or laziness hold you back. If this video helped you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give it a like, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Let's make better choices together, one at a time, until we get there. The future is in your hands, and you have the power to make it happen. See you in the next video.